Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Megs Golden and I'm finally here to show my face again. It's about time. I know, give me a break. I have 2 kids under 2. You heard that right, people, and you probably also read it in the title, but I had my second child, my second daughter, and life has been a whole bunch of things, but all in all, it's been amazing. And because my first child is just about to be 2, her birthday's right around the corner, I decided that maybe it'd be a good time to share my experience and just what it's been like having 2 under 2. I feel like things are easier than expected, but of course some days are harder than others, and you never know what day that's gonna be, so you just have to be ready for them to throw anything your way. My baby is 3 months now. I know I haven't gotten the chance to introduce her yet on YouTube. I have just been soaking up all that newborn time and love and letting the girls get to know each other, and just life has been, life, and especially with COVID and this pandemic going on, it's been different for all of us. I've had a little over 3 months to get used to this new life, and it's, a lot of things just like are coming naturally like they did with my first child, and my motherly instincts have really kicked in, but it's still a different experience when you're going from 1 kid to 2 and so on and so forth. I'm really lucky that I had my fiance around during the healing process and the beginning of this journey. He had the time to be there, and it's not that like he took over the parenting of Winona and I, took all the newborn time, but we had to find a balance, and it would have been a lot harder without him, so shout out to him. And I just can't express how thankful I really am to have that. It's really difficult not having our parents and our kids not having grandparents, so us having each other really means a lot, and I don't know what I would do without him, and I also don't know what I would do without my kids, because life is so much better. I'm not really sure how I will explain these things to our kids when they get older, but I'm very happy that they have their parents, and we try to be the best people we can possibly be. We're obviously not perfect, but I want to be everything that they need, and I want to be that person that I needed. I know Matthew wants to be the same for our kids, because our childhoods were really complicated, and I just want to make sure that they get better than the cards that we were dealt. But Matthew really has been a saint. I mean, he's always washing my pump supplies and the bottles and changing any diapers. Like, honestly, if I asked him to change every single diaper, he would. He's amazing. But, like, I just can't do that to him. I want to be a mom too, so we don't really like have a schedule where it's like, hey, it's your turn to do this, it's your turn to do that. We just go with the flow, and that is the way that, is the least stressful for us, because there will be times where I just need my moment, and there are times where he needs his, and as long as we have each other's backs, it's more easy breezy than it would be otherwise. Having a great partner goes a long way. He's just the best. So I know this isn't a video about our relationship. The hardest part that I have been through so far was before Brenora, Brenora is my baby, before she arrived, actually, and I was still pregnant. Matthew was working a lot, so obviously that was a lot on me, on my mind, body, and soul. Gwynonna and I still had a lot of fun through it with the little energy that I did have. I was nesting literally my whole pregnancy. Like, it wasn't the very end, it was the whole thing. Whether I felt good or not, I could not stop cleaning and getting ready. And with a toddler and a 1-year-old and the pets that we have, like, every time I would do something else would get messed up. So I was just constantly on my feet, and I wish that I knew how to sit back and relax when I can, but I don't. So that was hard, but the hardest thing of all was the mom guilt that I was feeling. I didn't know, how common this is, how many people feel this, but I honestly feel like almost every mom has some sort of mom guilt, and there's different forms of it. But for me, I was just so scared for Gwynonna and what life was gonna be like for her now, and was I gonna have enough love to share between both of them, and the time, and was Gwynonna gonna feel loved as much as she was before, and feel like we love them both the same, and have all of me in the way that she needs. So I talked to one of my girlfriends that's a mom. She has 3 kids, and I asked her if she felt this way, and she was like, oh yes, it was so bad when I was going from 1 kid to my 2nd kid. And all I can really tell you is that you don't have to share the love that you have and that you give with Gwynonna. It's hard to even fathom that you could have more love to give, but that's what happens. Like, as soon as your 2nd baby's born, you will have more love to give, and you won't have to share it. So, stop beating yourself up about this, because that's just what happens naturally. And she was right. I had an idea of what it was going to be like for the girls to meet, and it just didn't go that way because it was super late and Gwynonna was tired. But she was definitely really happy to see me and her father. It's very common for things to not go as planned, and that's okay. It's not like the moment was ruined. They did get to meet each other the next day when Gwynonna woke up, and she still was confused for a couple days, but very quickly it set in for her, and she knows that's her baby sister. She loves her. She's been so good, so gentle, so loving. She's always kissing her and hugging her, and I try to take pictures of them as much as I can, but that's another thing that is pretty difficult, getting a 1-year-old and a newborn to even sit next to each other for a picture, let alone smile, let alone having both of them looking at you or the camera, is just most likely not going to happen. And if you have 2 under 2 and you got them both to sit and look at the camera, or I don't care if one was standing, one was swinging upside down, if they're both looking at the camera, props to you, because it is one of the most difficult, almost impossible things in the world. And somehow I still have really cute pictures, but I work hard on that. Potty training. I tried to start potty training with Gwynonna while I was pregnant. She was barely 1 when I got pregnant with Brenora, and she actually seemed to be picking it up quite fast and easily when she was around 14 to 15 months. At the time, we were living in a 1-bedroom. We had a roommate. Wasn't the best roommate. Won't get into all that right now. But it was a trying time. And I was very ill. not as bad as I was with Winona, but I was still very ill and getting sick all the time, and Matthew was working his butt off. So I don't know why I thought, let's start potty training. I mean, I do, because having 2 in diapers is a lot more difficult than having 1. So I wanted to try to get that out of the way, but you know, there's almost a rule to it on how many times you gotta set her on the potty and how long she needs to be there and how long you need to like wait to put her on the potty again. And it just feels like you have to set them on the potty on and off constantly all day, and that's all your day revolves around. So it's a lot. And anyway, surprisingly, the first handful of times that I set Winona on the potty, she went. Literally every time. Number 1 or number 2, whatever she had to do, she went. And we had a whole song about it. We were clapping. We were having a good time. And then I started feeling really, really sick. And like the medicine that I was taking for it wasn't working. And I didn't want to try other ones because I'm scared of taking medicine. So I was just a mess, and I had to drop the potty training at the time. That is what was best for me, and it couldn't have happened any other way. But now that it's been so many months and I'm starting to get more into the swing of things and feeling like maybe we could start now, you know, she's almost 2. She is pretty good at talking. Like, she knows a lot of things. She's really smart. She says a lot of things. She has a lot of questions. But she doesn't know everything, obviously. She doesn't know how to tell me she has to go. So, to get her on it, it's still the same process that it would have been then, where I'm just constantly putting her on it. And with my other baby, that is difficult, but it's even more difficult now than it was then, in the sense that Winona doesn't want to go on it. I have yet to get her to go on it. I mean, I think she did about a week ago, but I'm just not consistent enough with this right now, and let's be real, it's just difficult, and I don't know that either of us are ready, but we're stocking up on training underwear, and we got a Paw Patrol toilet seat to put on our toilet instead of using the mini toilet next to our toilet, because I was thinking maybe she's just over that now. Maybe she don't want to do it that way. Maybe what would make her feel like a big girl is to actually sit on our toilet, but that's still not happening, and I realize I just need to be patient and I need to come up with a plan. So I'm hoping that I can get to that point soon, but right now it is what it is. She seems to have lost interest, and that's okay. I'm sure that, you know, we will get it done, and we will go at our own pace, and that's what matters. Nobody can tell me what they did. Everybody's different. You know, some potty train earlier, some potty train later. I feel like it's more up to the kid. It is partially up to the parent, but go at your own pace. If it's that stressful, just go with the flow. Try your best, but go with the flow. Don't stress too much. Try to enjoy this time that you have with your little ones while they're little. Right now, my main focus is making sure that my kids are fed and taken care of in every other aspect, and with Brenora being breastfed, she has to eat pretty often. As like a little newborn, she had to eat every 2 hours. I'm the type of parent that feeds on demand. I feed her when she needs comfort. I don't like to wake her. So we are doing that, but it's still pretty frequent feedings, and she goes through these phases where she's clustering more, and you know, she's just going through a lot. She's learning life right now. She just started teething. When we find our normal with breastfeeding and she's not eating as frequently and she's trying solids and she's doing good, then I think I will have more time to do the potty training, because breastfeeding and potty training are two things where you need to do it a lot in a day. You need to have a lot of time just for that. So when one thing gets easier, I'll try to fit the other into my life, into our lives. Speaking of lives, let's talk about friends. So, although not many friends really want to hang out with parents that have two under two, let alone parents in their 20s, for the few that are real and still want to hang out, what's up? No, I haven't seen you in a while. This pandemic been crazy. And that's really all I have to say for that. I wish I had more advice for it, but because we're going through a pandemic, I don't really know what it would actually be like, because we're just at home chilling and we don't have a lot of people around and we're trying to be safe. And it's not that we're like super cooped up. I'd say just as much as anybody else. I think some people go out more than others, some people stay in more than others. We try to find a balance because mental health, hello, check on it. 2, kids don't want to be cooped up like 24/7, so we do go outside, we do our shopping, but we're just not hanging out really. And not to say that we haven't seen anyone. One of my friends babysat her when I had my kid. Some people have come around for the holidays to even give my kids a present. Like, super appreciate that. And I love when people love my kids. So other than that, I don't have much to say on the topic, but I feel like if we weren't going through this pandemic, there really would be very few, if any, that want to hang out with us. So yeah, anyway, I'm just thankful that I have this beautiful family, and at the end of the day, they're all I need. I still have love for my friends. Hi. But my family is the most important thing to me. So if you do have kids and you feel like you're losing touch with your friends, it's very common. Don't beat yourself up about it. Don't be too upset about it, because most of us go through it. When I had Gwynonna, I was in a different state than all my friends, so I felt either way. They weren't really going to be there. A lot of them said they would visit. No one really did, but that's fine. We have our lives. But it's something that I tried to expect. And like I said, I'm just really thankful that I have Matthew and my girls. They're my best friends, and life goes on. Eventually we will make new friends. We will find people on the same page as us in life. And even if we don't, love yourself. You can always be a friend to yourself. You can always give yourself the love that you would give others. So just focus on what's going on with your family. And I can't stress it enough to just enjoy those moments with your little ones, because life is way too short. I definitely feel that every day. My dad passed away when I was 6. My mom passed away when I was 18. And that's a big reason why I feel like I wanted to start my life early in a way. I wanted to have kids in my early 20s, because I just want all the time that I can have with them. And if I get to live old, sweet. Like, I want that. I used to not really want that, but I really do now. And it would be great to have grandkids. But right now, I'm just trying to enjoy this time with my kids and teach them things, and they teach me things. Like, just soak it all in. It's beautiful, as crazy as life can be when you have your family, even if you've lost touch with a lot of other family like we have, or just bad things have happened. your household is an important place to feel yourself and be open with your family and honest and give each other unconditional love and learn from experiences, all that jazz, all that great stuff. Through all this madness that this pandemic has put us all through, we've learned to be more comfortable with it. Not that we are 100%, we're not there yet. I don't know if we ever will be. I hope that things get better for each and every one of you, as well as us, but we're learning to cope and be as comfortable as we possibly can be, and that's all we can really do. So hang in there if you're dealing with that. But the pandemic is a whole nother story, so that's all I have to say on this topic. Next, let's talk about sleeping. Right now I'm in Gwenona's room in her bed. She's actually napping in our room, which she doesn't do often, but she really likes to be near her sister, so sometimes that just gets her to actually take her nap, which can be a battle for some people, and sometimes it is for us. But when it comes to nighttime, she sleeps in her own room. We started that a month before Bernora came, and she was pretty good about it, honestly. Like, the first 2 weeks were beautiful. She just slept in here, and then she was kind of concerned about it, like, is this how life is for real now? Like, I have to sleep in here forever? But she really got used to it, and she did a lot better than I expected. And things were great. And a month went by, and we had Bernora, and we have Bernora in our room. So I think partially she was jealous. I think partially she wanted to be around the baby. Partially she was confused. Partially a whole bunch of things. But she was not happy about it. I can tell you that right now. And she was fighting us on it for a while. Sometimes she still tries to. She decides to. Whatever. Some days are harder than others, like I said. So, you know, with Bernora, the way that she sleeps actually is great. Like, I expected it to be more rough with her too. I mean, obviously I have to get up to feed her. Matthew actually helps with the nighttime diapers a lot. At first I was just like taking it all myself, and then I realized that it was taking a lot of energy out of me, and I have a harder time falling back asleep than he does. He can like half asleep, change a diaper real good too, and knock back out. If I sit up like so and change a diaper, I'm gonna be up for another hour, and most of the time I'm gonna put something on TV and I'm gonna just stay up. So whether or not I do that, I'm up, and it's just, it took a lot out of me. So if he can half asleep, change a diaper, and he does a good job, and I can half asleep, breastfeed, that's just how we're gonna get through our nights. And Bernora is a pretty good sleeper. She doesn't sleep through the night yet. I don't expect that. But on her end, everything's great and expected. On Gwenona's end, some nights are better than others. But we try to get into a routine. We've tried to get her more used to it again. We've tried a lot of things. And slowly but surely things are getting better. It's just, you never know when we're going to have a hard night. A lot of it has to do with how the day went. Did she have a proper routine? Did she take a good nap? Did she eat well? Did she have enough playtime? Did she get enough energy out? Did she get in trouble over something? Does she miss her cat? Does she miss her sister? Does she want her Care Bear? Does she want a blanket? Does she want the heater on? Does she want a movie? Like, it's all just trial and error. But honestly, still, both my kids are doing better than expected. Maybe I expect for the worst so that, like, things are easier. I don't know. It's not that bad, okay? And the most surprising thing that I totally, like, Okay, I expected them to wake each other up, but they don't. Like, they just don't ever wake each other up. And it's amazing. Like, we live in a travel trailer. You can call it an RV, whatever. We're living the life in this thing. It's great. But, like, you can hear from this end to that end. And they sleep like angels, even if the other one is having a bad night. So that's great. Like, I really don't have to worry about that. And eventually, they're going to be sleeping in this room together. There's actually like 3 sleeping spaces in this room alone. 3 sleeping arrangements, whatever. This is a bunk. There's another bed on that side. And then we have bassinets and a, like, crib and storage, which, like, we may or may not use. But either way, like, eventually I do want them sleeping together in this room, and I think that they will do great with that, especially with how much they love each other. Like, I think it's gonna be a fun time for them, and hopefully it's not too fun. Like, I'm really gonna have to put the toys away, but I think they're gonna do good. From what I see right now, they're gonna do great. But still, there's good and bad days. Like, there just is. There's good and bad nights. Be prepared. Yeah, that was a Scar from Lion King reference, I know. Transportation. We have a double stroller, and it's great. Love that thing, especially because with the Jeremys and this pandemic, I don't like to put them in the grocery cart too often. I like to put them in the double stroller when we go grocery shopping, when we do any shopping, and even like walks and whatever else. But sometimes one of them really don't want to be in it, and that's okay. We will sanitize the heck out of the grocery cart to set Gwynonna in it if need be. And then for Brenora, it's always good, okay, if you have a baby, it's always good to have a baby carrier. And advice that I got from one of my parents' friends who is a mother is to try a bunch out. So I already tried multiple carriers out when I had Gwynonna. Every baby's different. Some babies will like binkies, some won't like them at all. Some will only have one binky they like out of the 10 that you try. With baby carriers, I feel like it's more up to you and what feels best on your back, most importantly, and just what you're most comfortable with. And then there's the fact that, like, the baby may grow out of the one that you really like. Like, I really like the wrap ones, but eventually that's just not gonna work, and I'm gonna have to go back to, like, one of the other ones that I like. But anyway, it's really good for Brenora, at least, to be close to me like that. Like, she can be super not having it about whatever we're doing, and if I put her in the carrier, she's like, we're chilling. So those are a great thing to have, and that's really what I have to say about, you know, being out and about and what we do with the 2. We don't ever really let Gwynonna run around. If we're going to, like, a dollar store to pick up one thing, then maybe I'll let her walk with me, or, you know, something simple like that, but she still has to hold my hand, or maybe I'll hold her, but we don't let her be, like, pretending it's a playground. Say hi, I just woke up from a nap. Ooh, we just woke up from naps. We just woke up from naps. We got bedhead and naps. What are you doing, little monster?
We have to finish.
You too pretty. Leave it. Leave it. Oh, you okay?
Ow!
Oh, honey.
Ow!
You okay?
Ow! Ow! Ow!
You okay? You okay? Tantrums. 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 So yeah, tantrums. Every toddler has them. Am I right? Am I right? Brenora isn't very fazed by them, like I thought she would be. She loves her sister so much, there's nothing she could do wrong. You want to show them your baby?
Mommy.
What's your baby's name? Baby? Granona had a somewhat quiet household, other than the music that we'd play. So I didn't really know what to expect with the noisiness that our family have now. Brenora is a trooper when it comes down to it. So the tantrums aren't terrible. But definitely with Gwenona, she lived in a lot quieter of a household. It was a lot bigger also. We lived in a 4-bedroom house with just us. So there wasn't much that she had to deal with unless it was us. And anyway, our lives are much different now. I feel like the same mother I was then, just with a little more edge and understanding. There's always more stuff to do, less time to do it. So relax as much as you can, as much as they'll let you. Have fun, enjoy your moments, don't worry about it. Throw some pets in the mix and you're for sure in for some stress. So just try to let things slide. Nothing's gonna ever reach perfect expectations. Take advantage of any coincided naps. Just like I did when I started this video. Whether that means you get things done or get much needed rest. Just take advantage of the opportunity. Right, Bryn? It all depends on the type of day. But whatever you do, make sure that your toddler gets that nap or else you're in for a rough day. I'm sure you know that already. When Matthew's available, we often have 1 kid per adult, as we do right now. How's that working out for you? Good? That's great. The holidays we've experienced with them already has been a wonderful time. Overall, I really enjoy having them so close in age. I like to imagine what it'll be like for them to play together, go to school together, grow up together. I hope to see that they have a lot in common so that they can enjoy cool things together and have cool bonding moments. Huh, I know you want it too. You think it's cool. You think everything sister does is cool. Most things she does are pretty cool things. Leaving the house. I tend to remember everything that the girls need, but in doing that, I always forget something for myself. To make things easier, I always have 2 diaper bags in the truck. One that's just a simple wipes and diapers bag, and one that's an over the night or everything bag, whatever have you. I like to call it an over the night bag, I guess to make myself feel better about it, but it's not like we stay the night anywhere. Anyway, it also has diapers and wipes in both of their sizes and multiple changes of clothes, along with all these little items that you may or may not ever need, let alone in one day. It's a big hunkin' thing, but it makes me feel good to be prepared. Yes. No, but it really does come in handy. Whenever something gets used, I just make sure that it gets replaced and we're good to go for anything that life throws at us. The apocalypse, whatever it is, the pandemic, whatever it is. One thing you're for sure gonna be in for if you have 2 under 2 or any more after that is strangers talking to you and saying the good old, you really got your hands full. It's like, yes, I do have 2 hands and 2 children, and therefore they are full. Clearly, I'm not amused by this. I don't really know who would be, so if you think it's cute or funny, it's probably not. I think that's enough for one video. I hope that I put a lot of good information in here, as well as some advice and some thoughts and like reassurance or whatever. But yeah, just remember that you are literally a superhero if you are a mother, and you are their everything, especially at this age. Like, she loves me so much. I love waking up feeling this loved, and like Matthew makes me feel loved, but like this is a whole nother love, and it's so cool. So yeah, you're a superhero, you're doing great, keep at it, mama. We'll see you in the next video. Actually, I don't know if they'll be in the next video, but we'll see you in a future video. It's so pretty. You know it. You know it. Yeah. Say thank you for watching. Stay happy, healthy, and safe.
You're right. This package only needs 2 stamps, which means it's very light. 1, 2. Thank you.
Wow.
Hello. I'd like to mail this package, please. Post office.
Whoa, where are you going? Where are you going?